making me feel. Like the old girl said, like this little girl, she thought she was pregnant. I was like, bro, I can't like keep giving y'all this advice. Y'all keep doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
I know they told you what I feel. Like, y'all don't need to be doing nothing, but you know, if y'all don't keep doing shit, I'm not gonna be able to keep saying, oh, it's okay. No, one time, two times, three times, you're just being fucking stupid and use that.
But I can get it louder. Push it up here. Yep.
I can always push back up on the.
I mean, all I have to do is push the red up. All right, welcome in, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. We don't have a whole lot of structure lined up for you, but we're going to talk about a few subjects. Just trying to get this podcast in the morning and get it up for you real quick so you have something to listen to maybe when you drive home or lunchtime. I don't know, whatever you choose to listen to us. So, as always, we got Luther Jowers and Brandon Mallory in the studio making this podcast.
Yes, sir.
DJ is not here. He's upstairs sleeping, I think, so whatever.
Yeah, you know.
We'll have him on Friday. He's like our Friday guest, our Friday host.
It'll be that'll be his Friday thing.
Yeah. So... But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. It is a kind of cold Wednesday.
It's a little bit, it's a little chilly. It's actually more comfortable than it was last week because it was freezing last week. So, but this week it's been all right. It's been all right. I'm seeing the sun out. I still got on hoodie and long sleeve shirt. Probably could have on turtleneck, but it's Colorado. I'm glad it ain't snowy.
Yeah, no kidding. It could be much worse, especially in the middle of December. We don't even have any ice on the ground or anything, which is awesome.
I hate ice. Only thing I like ice in is my iced tea.
I like ice in all my beverages.
And I can when it comes to drinks, like sodas, I prefer them a little bit colder than room temperature, not too much.
Yeah.
But if it's Texas hot, yeah, I need cold. But I don't know. I like ice and water.
Yeah, definitely.
Stuff like that. But
no, I don't think anyone likes lukewarm water.
See, that's how I am. Throw me the ice in there. But I also drink a lot of that Country Time lemonade. And I just make it cup by cup, so it's so damn strong. You be like, oh. You probably can make 3 cups out of the cup I drink. Cameron was like, Dad, it's so strong, I don't know, I can't drink this. And I was like, yeah, give it here, I can drink it. I like
it. I'm currently mixing while we're doing the thing. I'm just want to make sure it's perfect. And right now I'm also going to roll up a Brillo.
I look at it.
So mid podcast smoke. But anyway, okay.
Nothing wrong with that, though.
No.
It's kind of
That's what we aim to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to talk about a couple of topics. One that I brought up right before the cast, and I think I'm going to get Luther in so much trouble with this topic. But we're talking about marriage. We're going to talk about marriage. And we don't have to, obviously you're going to take some stuff from your real life, but, I'll try to keep it more generic, for example, what's the best way to meet a woman or man or them,
Best way to be?
Meet them.
Meet them.
Yeah. People out there right now, they're single. How did you meet your wife? The kind of shit. What's the best way to go about it in 2025? I don't even know if you would know because you're so far of the game.
Yeah, but my thing is, for one, I'm gonna say this right here. If you meet her in the club, you're gonna lose her to the club.
Yeah.
Because that's where you met her at, so that's what she's gonna be. She's not gonna change who she is. And at 2025, that's what it is. That I'm going to the club to meet a girl. Okay, if I meet you at the club, guess I'm gonna lose you to the club.
You went right back to the club to find some other dick.
But then again, I can't really, say per se that that's the way, because I met my wife. We were from the same town. We grew up together, but
I wonder what the statistics on that is. How many of all couples, how many met in their hometown, and how many met when they left their hometown? I wonder what that's like. I can Google it while you're talking though.
And I don't know, and yeah, everything is everything's a struggle. it doesn't matter. It's not a perfect marriage. I don't think it's a perfect relationship. But a big thing, and it's not even meeting that person, but seeing, it's a couple of things you want to be. Make sure that y'all can support each other. Make sure that y'all are capable to discuss things. And make sure she's not just batshit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or he is super, because that is a big thing. Having that support back and forth makes the best ones. But then, some dudes can fake it till they make it and then end up being bitter men. Or women do the same thing. I don't want to say it's about women too. Yeah, you're right. And because you see more in relationships about the men, and the poor women, but they don't ever say about what about the poor man.
There's been more discussion of it lately in the last couple of years about, men basically being abused in a sense, right? Like, because they're not allowed to share feelings, they're not allowed to object to certain things in the marriage, and it goes undiscussed. And because it goes undiscussed and unnoticed and uncared about, it's worse.
Yeah, and it happens. But nowadays you can't say that, oh man, well I feel, because then oh man, he just, no, bro.
You little bitch.
We can only do so much because it's don't feel like I'm being a feminist or whatever. Women are, we have equal. Okay, so why can't y'all want to be equal? Why can't y'all be just like men? You know what I'm saying? I got to think about it.
They don't want equality. They want something different.
I mean,
that's just my take on feminism.
Yeah, and that's what I like, because it is an opinion, and people are open to opinions, but people don't know, what I'm saying? We might see these people out here, across the street, you know what I'm saying? They look like they just happy as hell, they just be out there doing stuff, but then you never hear them speaking to each other, right? Because they go in the house and be fighting all day.
Right.
And, I have, one of the, almost I know, and I thought that, I'm like, man, y'all cool in it, you know what I'm saying? Try to get on like y'all live. I'm thinking mine is already good though, but on the grand scheme of things, he said, wait till you leave. And he just put his phone on, bro. And he was sending me that video, I was like, oh man, I feel you. Because I guess that's why they going through what they're going through now, because he's he got tired of living a facade. You can only do so much, bro, and then after that, you know what I'm saying? Like I told him, you can't beg nobody to, treat you like you feel like you want to be treated. So,
no, you cannot. No, you cannot.
And so I'm like, shit, that's how it is, you know what I'm saying? Let it be. And he was like, man, what's wrong with you? I don't think I try to give advice anymore.
It's worthless to do that, right?
I mean, yeah, for one, because they ask you for advice and then you give it to them and they don't take it. But then
even when you're from the right.
Yeah, and then even when you try to use your advice and it doesn't work, then you're like, well, was that the best advice to give?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's better to try and fail than not try at all, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but if you try and, I don't know, if you try and not saying you fail, or when do you say it's a fail?
What, the marriage entirely? I don't know. I didn't get to make that choice.
And but if you think,
you can ask my ex.
I mean, I don't know. I had to look that up and see how many where it's the men going to get divorced.
Oh, I can look that up right now. That's an easy one, I bet.
Because I mean, there are some instances where you can say there are guys that just don't say anything. They keep their mouth shut and just sit there and let stuff go because
that's how they're taught.
Yeah, and the man ain't gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, I am unhappy," because then that's just that.
It looks like weakness.
Oh yeah.
And then he can't handle his business, and
And then it's like, oh, so it's like this, and you can, I said, well, you don't want to do that. Don't nobody want to go to that. So some dudes just say, you know what, suck it up, buttercup, and then you're in a miserable relationship.
I did that for 16 years.
And you see what I'm saying? But if anybody asks you, you'll be like, no, it's perfect.
Yeah. No, during the marriage, I was still like, oh, we're great. It's fine. It's good marriage,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. If you ask me, if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. You know, and like I ain't putting my business, I ain't putting no business out there. If you ask me, we good? No, we not. Shit, I keep it 100. You know, but we don't make that too. You know, and that's the difference. Because nowadays, like man, 28 years, that's a long time. So yeah, you try to make everything smooth.
Of course. Sorry, I said that one. I shouldn't have said that one. Listen, we're not incels, okay? We know that women have been mistreated for, hundreds of years, but millennia even.
But men been treated.
Yeah, but we are going to talk about our point of view. So, anyway, the reason why I scoffed is because men only only go through with the divorces 25% of the time. 75% of the time is a woman.
Damn, that's a lot.
No fucking loyalty anymore is what it is. No loyalty.
Yeah, and it's because in her and probably in the wife's head, like everything she's doing is right, and then in his head, everything he's doing is right. But in the grand scheme of things, you're wrong, you know. And it's that is a very very touchy subject when it comes to some people because you'll have somebody who will argue you down. Well, men do this and men do that. I'm like, yes, you're right. That's why I love men. Yeah, oh yeah, man. Men can be dogs, but what is that to say? But because we came from women, we learn things from women. I'm just saying. That's okay. So my thing is only I'm only gonna be when I see.
I mean, I think the problem is nowadays, right, is like, I don't know what it's like to grow up nowadays because I didn't grow up nowadays, but it looks like what's going on is that boys are being told that, they can't be boys, no toxic masculinity. You can't be a man like in that way, and women are just praised nonstop. Like you're so beautiful, you're so perfect, you're amazing, you're so unique, and you're valuable. So women are constantly being pumped up, and men are constantly being put down in their youth before they get married, and then the woman's like, I deserve better than this, and the guy's like, what?
Right, yeah, and the thing is, like, don't go into a relationship with high expectations. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like going there knowing that people are flawed and that people are gonna make mistakes, but you should know the telltale signs whether it should be what it is or if it should not be.
I didn't. I was under the spell of a very narcissistic person, and I started believing all the bad shit that she said, and I started working on all the bad shit. Like, so crazy.
And it's crazy because you work on the bad stuff to try to get it fixed, and then it's still not good enough.
So it was never the problem. The problem is the thing I was working on was never the problem.
I'm like, hey, girl, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Who are you talking to or dealing with because I'm sorry, I didn't see him too many times that, the dude was like, oh, man, she started doing this, she started doing that, she doing this and it's just so. I'm like, bro, don't be unhappy. I just got to communicate because communication is 9/10 of everything.
Yeah.
And if you can't communicate or if it's a one-sided one-sided conversation, I mean, it's not going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Some people sit there and take it because, that's what's expected. Some people, like, flip out, and then that's how you got dudes beating on women and stuff. And I'm like, you should not do that. But, and it's not a but to it. You should not do that. But with that being said, some of those cases, I guarantee you, it's like the dude's like, I tried everything. And then it was just like, I wasn't good enough, and then he just lost it.
Yeah.
But, because the woman's not as strong as a man physically like that.
Yeah.
That's, now you just, he went crazy, went off. And they shouldn't. And then I feel like, my grandfather used to tell me one thing, if you got to beat it, you don't need it.
Yeah.
If I ever feel like I got to hit you, then I need to.
But that's some wisdom that comes after being in some relationships for some years, Like I would never allow what I allowed in my marriage to happen to me again. But I didn't see it till it was over. That was the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till it was over. It was crazy. I started like looking at the evidence and like, man, am I really that person? No, I'm not that person. That's crazy. Like, I mean, and it was throughout the goddamn relationship too, and so much shit, so much spousal abuse that went on there, and I just didn't even see it. Because I was in love, and I loved her very much, and I was willing to do or try to do anything that, I needed to save that marriage, and the problem was I kept working on things that weren't the problem. I should have been working on myself, and and I should have been working with her to, like, try to figure out if we could come to some sort of reasonable perspective on our lives that matched the other person's, because, like, we just didn't see the same way, on anything.
Or, and if you would have told me from the jump, look, communication is everything. Tell me what you need, because if I feel like it's weighing too much this way, like I gotta change who I am to be with you, then that's something we can sit and talk about. Because, then, like, I can love you, but if I have to change everything about me just so you can accept me, then guess what? I don't need to be with you anyway. Because because if you think about it, it tears you down so much because you try to make sure that she is comfortable and has what she needs to feel like, she's wanted and needed.
Yeah.
You also forget that because I'm doing all of this, I know you're not doing that for me, so I'm losing little by little, myself because I'm trying to be what you want me to be. And guess what? You're never going to be what they want you to be. And that's why I get to that. You know what I'm saying? That this is why it's so easy for men, and I'm going to say this on men, this is why it's not, how is it so easy for men to cheat? Because it's harder for them to accept they're disappointed from like women. Like women don't, I need, ladies, women, I need to understand that you have guys who just are asses. You know what I'm saying? Dogs, whatever you want to say. You have females the same way. You have dudes who like genuinely care. But like I said, you can take a good woman and turn her into a bad one just by mistreating her.
Yeah.
With that being said, you can take a decent man and make him the exact thing that you're, calling him, because regardless of the fact that I think about it, if you keep calling me something or keep saying I'm doing,
yeah,
might as well go, because the thing is that you keep telling me, that I don't care, you don't do that. Guess what? I'm gonna stop caring because you never told me that, and that's when I ladies gotta say that when you come in, you have to have that open line of communication, which means you have to be able to accept what is said, and you have to be able to, because most women can throw that, they can throw it at you. And I'm not saying that about all women, because all women ain't like that.
No,
I've
met some that aren't.
You know what I'm saying? You can throw it, like you doing this and you doing that, and you're sorry, and you're not making me happy, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool. And that dude to take it and keep on going, man, quit tripping. But as soon as, girl, nigga cheated on me, and but you did that. You pushed him out there. You kept making him feel like he was this big until after a while, he just, okay, well, let me go ahead and do it if you say I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then that, but after a while, you're the bad person. You're the dog, you're the cheat. But it's not as what happened, what drove you to that. You know what I'm saying? Because a man, unless he just greedy, I'm not gonna just jump and hold. You know what I'm saying? Woman. Some people do that.
Yeah.
But a lot, it's like, I guarantee, I feel like at least 25% of dudes, when they get in relationships and they break up and they're like, oh, he cheated. It's because.
Why did he cheat?
Mm-hmm. Like nobody asked that side.
Yeah. Because no one was talking about it. In fact, I guarantee we have female listeners right now raising their eyebrows at that shit. Like, why did he cheat? Doesn't matter, motherfucker. He cheat. Yes, it does. I mean, and if we're not allowed to have that conversation, then we're gonna fix the problem.
Yeah, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, like, I feel you, like, if that's happens. You know what I'm saying? And you feel the type of way. But then I need you to stop and think about, it's harder for a person to turn around and point the finger at themselves.
Yeah.
And that's coming out of my mouth. But once you do it, everything else is kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? Because when you can stop and laugh at yourself, then you should be able to stop to...
I'm sorry, I just looked over at the Google and where I read that 75% of women file for divorce. It goes to 90% if you focus on just college-educated women. So the more educated they get, the more they don't want to be married to people.
Well, they want to get married, but it's got to be somebody below them.
Well, it's either got to be someone below them or someone really high above them that's going to give them like all these fancy things, right? Yeah. They don't want anyone on their plane.
And like now, it is that way. Like, which I don't mind. I think that's cool. Like, you can make more money than me. I would love for you to make more money than me, but my problem comes is if you try to control me because you make more money. Yeah. Because if a man did that, they'd talk his.
I made all the money and got controlled with money because what happened was. I've always been, because I'm bipolar and all these other things, I've always been really bad with finances. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, well, you can handle the money. And I would just give her my entire check every 2 weeks. And it was like she controlled every penny, like it was crazy. That's spousal abuse right there.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that mine don't get shoot. Like I rather because I know they're gonna get done. Because sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I forget about stuff, and it's not that I don't want to pay that. No, I just forget because I just forget, and I doubt she. You know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say things like, make me mad. She don't listen to this anyway. So I guess.
In for a penny, in for a pound, am I right?
Huh?
I said in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No half measures.
And I like, people just have to like, man, I can't even eat, I can't do no. Bro, it doesn't bother me. It's like, long as stuff is getting done, I'm cool with it. It's just the fact that when you use it against that person, you know what I'm saying? Because dudes do that, I know dudes do it. Like, I done seen my friends do it. Like, man, I pay all this, so, I'm like, yeah, bro, but that's not how it works. And I mean, and they was like, oh, man, you done got soft. I didn't get soft, man, it was real.
Yeah.
In the beginning, like, you making all that money, but you making all that money because of somebody else doing the rest of the stuff that you don't have to do so you can make all that money.
Right.
But that's vice versa. Women who make all this money have the men. It's men who stay at home.
But my ex, like, I made all the money. Like, I made almost twice as much the entire time we were, and she still thought she had, or took all the control. Like, you know what I mean? In that sense, like.
Yeah. I mean.
She still wanted me to do 50% of the housework. Like, I worked, not only did I make a lot more money, but I also worked harder than her. I worked for a private industry where it's like cutthroat, and you have to, 60 hours a week if you have to. And I'd come home, and she'd work her little 40-hour, I work for the state of, New York, and we don't do shit because it's a state job, and like, anyway, and I still was expected to do like half the shit, and the fact that I didn't was a big fucking problem. But I'd be fucking tired, and I don't like doing dishes and shit, bitch. Fucking do some dishes.
That's it. I mean, and my things, I don't mind doing dishes. I don't mind my clothes. I'm doing that. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll say something quick, but that's my problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my problem. Like, I used to have a really short, whatever, like, everything hurt my feelings, and I used to say something all the time. But then that just makes it worse. That makes all the argument, and I hate arguing.
Yeah,
I hate arguing now. And so now I'm like, if I feel like I got a problem, you think I'm gonna say something? Hell no. I just keep on going. So I couldn't even give anybody, any advice. I was telling like, it just depends on where you want to be in life. You can either be upset, or you can be happy, or you can maintain. Is it a point where you're gonna just be super happy? No. No. If that's what you're asking, no. Every day being married is not gonna be. Every day being in a relationship ain't gonna be. Hell, every day just period is not gonna be great. So it's just how much you can take and how much you dish. I don't know. I don't know. My new worldview is fucking with my old worldview because now I'm so much different in how I think about things in the last year. That's fucking my worldview up. But like, I don't want marriages to be like transactional, where everything's like I do this, you do that, and make sure it's even. Yeah, that's really how
it is though, right? And like when it doesn't come out even, they get pissed. The women, at least in my experience, get pissed.
Oh, and they would throw that in your face. They would throw it like that's just a weapon. Even though I am saying that there are men that stay at home, I guarantee you it's not one of them who can say that at one point in time that they got thrown in their face. Because it does. It's a weapon, and they get thrown in their face. Some dudes, they don't get that. All right, go and say what you want to. Make sure that stuff is paid. And then some of them, they just stack it up, put it in the thing, and after a while, you see that stuff. Oh, did you hear about Rick and Stacy? Oh my God, they got a divorce. Why? Rick just left. Oh, he is so bad. He is so bad. No, he got tired of being talked down to. Like, you can only do so much. And then, like, if you're not, your mom raised you not to, put yourself in that, position, and then you don't want to do that yourself. So, yeah. I mean, relationships are so crazy. And I don't think it's going to be like long-lasting marriages like it was back in the day.
No.
I don't think that'll ever go around, circle around like that again. And it's just because it's so, it's like you're born with mistrust. Like, yes, I'm getting married. Yes, I'm in a relationship. Yes, but you don't want to work on it. But, you know what I'm saying? If it's not the way you expect it to be, then it's a problem. And that's something that's why they have relationship counselors to this day. Because they get paid.
Sorry about that, Luke.
Actually, to me, I'm
trying to get a cigarette from this man.
Hey, you can be wrong too. And this is one-sided thing. I know y'all gonna say it's one-sided, not being one-sided, because I'm just stating what on a man's point of view. Now, we can get a female's point of view. If we want to, it's cool. I ain't forget her. It is kind of rough. But I'm just saying, if anybody knew, that would be something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? Because if you asked a lady, like Haiti, she'll be like, why you say that? It doesn't matter if you're talking about somebody else. It ain't even like that. It ain't even like that. But it is. And they say, well, man, anything you say about a man, he a dog, they cheat, they fucking aggressive, they put their hands on women. Like, some of them do, yes. I'm not gonna
My ex put her hands on me a lot, and I never touched. I touched her one time. I reacted and didn't know what I was doing, but and she went to jail. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get mad.
I got scars from getting stabbed by her and all that shit.
Oh, bro, you got that. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Things are crazy.
You know, hold that thought. Ain't nobody on here. You know what? I don't know, man.
She'll never hear this because she doesn't give a fuck.
See, that's crazy because I feel like in a relationship it should be 50-50.
I do too.
And the respect should be 50-50.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's not.
No.
And you have some very strong women who stay in relationships with these sorry ass men.
Yeah.
Even though just because they feel like it's the thing to do.
Right.
Guess what? There are men who do the same goddamn thing.
I know. Oh, you're right. All right. Yeah, so I was reading. I want to read more about like why women then are initiating divorces more often than men. So here's what affinity psychology says. One of the reasons is that married men tend to live longer and have higher incomes. Married women do not usually reap such benefits. So women do not live longer if they're married, but men do. They do not have higher incomes if they're married, but the men do. So I can see that as an issue, right? And then they talk about domestic violence, stuff like that. Of course they're going to. And then they quote something about almost a fifth of American male adults have no close friendships. Meanwhile, women do, of course. And so, whatever. That seems like a weird reason. They have a strong support system. Let's see. What else did they say? Well, another one. So here's what the Whitney Law Firm says. The 3 reasons are: women are more likely to feel held back by the marriage. Really? Is that fair? Like, let me see what their way they did this survey or something. So is this true? Why? I mean, we know this was true 50 years ago, right? I know this is true when I was a child, actually, in the 80s. But I know women do more of the housework, and they do more of the child care, for sure, right? But, like, is that true now? I don't know if that's true now. Let's see here.
Is what true?
So, like I was saying, 50 years ago, we know this is true, right? Like, the women got burdened with more of the child care, and they got burdened with more of the house care, the house cleaning and shit. So they say that they're less, what's it say? They feel more held back in marriages than men do. But I don't think that's true. I think they're just like begging the questions. They're just asking questions. They know they're getting the right response, and they're using it as the reason. Like, men feel held back too. I'll tell you, like, I have homies, I have friends, and you know how little time I get to spend with him because of her, because of the marriage. Like I didn't. Can you hear yourself?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But anyway, and then like I don't know. For example, during COVID, after I lost my first job due to COVID, I lost 3 due to COVID, because in advertising, if something goes on in your industry, you just have to stop advertising for a while. Like for example, the ski mountains, they were all my clients. But when COVID hit, they all just shut down. So why would you advertise, right?
That's true.
If they don't advertise, I don't make any money. I get fired, I get laid off, whatever. So anyway, that happened to me 3 different times with 3 different clients in the first year of COVID, and so I started streaming on Twitch, this game that I was really good at. I really enjoyed streaming, and I made all these friends, and she didn't support it at all. She hated it. She resented me because of it, and it fell apart. I had to go get a real job again, but I don't know. That was just one little thing, but we can talk about mental illness. That would give us like 2 hours worth of podcast and shit. We talk about mental illness and marriage.
And see, that's the thing. We always, as a whole, we always look at it like, oh, how does she feel? I can't. Nobody, because you're a male, they automatically, it's the whole, us as a whole, we don't think about the male feeling the same way, because if you do, now you're soft or now you're weak, and I'm like, even the strongest man have feelings, but if you make him mad enough, even the weakest man will go and do what he got to do.
Yeah. And he's going to be more covert about it. He's going to hide like a little bitch, but yeah, he's still going to do it.
Yeah. The thing is that, I was going to dudes we do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't think like women. Like women, they sneaky and conniving like kitty cat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's bad women and all, so I know but that's kind of controversial too. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Well, we're going to get labeled as incels, and they're going to tell us like we're like Joe Rogans. That's what they're going to say.
And the thing is that
just because we're taking over the male point of view.
Then that's what I want you to do. Put that out there so I can defend. That's my thing. Like, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, or prove me wrong. Because once again, this is an opinion. Like, I will never, ever tell a woman I'm down a woman, because I came from one. So I feel like they are some strong beings. Like, in some cases, women are stronger than men, just by childbirth and by how many men leave the women, and the women have to sit there and raise those kids themselves. My mama being one of them.
Yeah, but the single mom's gotta suck. Get run like the man leaves. That's gotta be horrible for a woman. To raise children.
Yeah, but see, also, with me, like, I have custody of my kids, so I raise my son. So
right. I'm not saying if they get divorced. I'm saying if the guy just doesn't have any part of it at all.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, women can be the same way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's
but I did read a stat: 80% of women get the children.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
80%.
I mean, it's a one in a blessing when a man gets full custody.
Yeah.
Full custody of his child. Thank you very much. But thanks,
my brother has custody of one of those girls, and whatever shared custody of the other one. But yeah.
And I mean,
he's a good dad.
Men are good. I mean, and it ain't even about who had the better job or who. I just judge thought otherwise, and he said, "Okay, here you go, full custody." And that's, to me, I had kids because I feel like really that's a child is the only person who is going to love you, whether they hate you or whether they're mad at you, whether they don't trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a child. Because you're always mom or you're always dad. I'm sorry, like, in some relationships now, you can sit here and say, oh, I love you, I support you. And then it's not about what you say, it's your actions. And see, that's the thing. Everybody think, I saying it, I told you this. It's not always about the words that come out of your mouth.
Right.
Some people go off action, some people go off word, some people just don't trust at all. And I'm one of those ones, I go off action. You can sit there and tell me the sky's blue, it's pretty, okay. If I can't see the sky blue and pretty, I'm not gonna go off your word.
Same.
So if you tell me, oh, I love you, and what I'm saying, I hope you do the best. Your actions are saying different.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm going off your actions. I don't care what's coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I've been married for 28 years, and I still say, sometimes I'm like, okay.
You have to go on behavior because we don't have access to their thoughts. We don't know what the fuck they think. They won't tell us sometimes. Like,
they learn how to fake stuff from being little.
Yeah.
From when they're little. You learn how to change. So I was like, yeah, you can't do that. But I'm not saying like it's just always, because no, man, men and women are equal in this case. Well, in a lot of cases, this just happened to be one. What a woman do, what a man do on cheating, yes, she's probably better at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm saying she's better at it. Because a woman that you would never know it until she wants you to know.
Yeah.
Even when you think you know, but do you? And then you doubt yourself. So my thing is, I'm just straight action. You can sit and tell me, I just did it, but you sweating, you lying. But, and then the dude gets mad, then he overreacts, as most men do, and next thing you know, somebody going to jail or somebody does something wrong. So, but as men and women being born as creatures, that's just creatures of habit, I guess you could say. So does that just mean that everybody's destined to do this in relationships?
No, I don't think so. I used to think so. I used to really be like, this is how every relationship is, and every man's got to deal with these challenges, every woman's got to deal with these challenges, and they're coming at the same way. I don't think that's true anymore. Like, the most recent relationship, I'll say, the most recent relationship of mine was interesting, or is interesting, I guess I should say. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But the point is, like, it's not toxic, and like I found myself like checking in with that person because I thought they were gonna act toxic like the last one, and it's like, oh right, you're not toxic, so like I don't have to check in on you like this all the time, kind of thing. It's just different. I think so. I don't know. I think there are good relationships out there, even though I didn't have one. It wasn't all bad. Like, it was good sometimes and shit. It was 16 years. You don't make it 16 years without some good times.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're doing it any longer than that, if you're doing it any longer than 16 years, then you're just like, man, I've been doing this for about 10 years. Oh, bro, you're just killing yourself.
Yeah.
You're killing yourself.
I will say that despite all the things I think about my ex and my marriage, I think it is right, though, that if you're not happy, if you're not filled with joy by being in that marriage or relationship, you should get the fuck out, like, fast. Because you just don't got time to waste, man. I don't believe in like there's one person for everyone. I think there's plenty of people that would be just great for any given person, and you have to go out there and find that person. Like, don't waste your life any more minutes, seconds if you're not happy. That's it. And that's what it comes down to. That's how I've accepted the end of my marriage. Was I was like, she wasn't happy. Like, fuck all the details. She wasn't happy. So whatever. Let her go. That's it.
And I mean, because yesterday you say that, I was sitting there, I was like, I'm feeling you, bro. I mean, yeah, but if she didn't tell you that she was unhappy and tell you that, what I'm saying? So, were you unhappy and you didn't want to fix it? Or were you unhappy and you wanted to fix it, but you didn't know how to tell me that? Because it's a difference. Because, I can make sure that everything you do wrong, I'm going to throw that in your face to, always make it where I'm angry and I'm upset. And then I can say, oh, well, it's because I was not happy. You wasn't happy because you kept making yourself unhappy because you wouldn't sit there and talk to me about the things that probably could have fixed. You're not going to change yourself. Well, I can't change things I don't know. And if you're not going to tell me, then to me it's like self-sabotage. You want this to go bad, but you just don't want to be at fault.
I think that everyone's like that, men and women, though. No one wants to be at fault.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it like that. Like, no one wants to be at fault, but I'm like, if you're in a relationship and it's like, I want to be in this relationship, but, you know what I'm saying, and you don't, then I'm like, don't. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to sit there and, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and, because no, then that person's going to sit there and just be there, and get treated like shit. Just because they want to be in that relationship. Like, nah, man, if this is not right, then you say something and be done with it. And so therefore that person can process that and go about that business. Whether it's a man or a woman. Because dudes, oh man, you cheat on this girl and I cheat on her, this, I wasn't happy doing this. Okay, bro, that's something you could have sit down and talk to her about. Because you were a chicken, or you had too much pride to sit down and say, look, we need to talk. Man, she gonna trip. Yes, because you are telling her things that she don't want to hear. Right. But guess what? She can't say that you didn't try to talk about it and make something better. That is, where we at on that. And then, but
plus no regrets in life, right? Yeah, you might as well fucking try.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Why not try? You know what I'm saying? Because if you got with that person for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who want to be in relationships, they tend to look for relationships. People who just, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship right now, they go out and they, you know what I'm saying, because that's what they're looking for, but if you in a relationship, you don't tend to go and try to find a way, like, these ladies. The girl went through his phone. I just didn't trust him. No, you wanted to find something, so you had an excuse to go do what you want.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't have. If you even feel like you have to go do some shit like that, then, ma'am, you need to tell him that you still want to be out there. Sir. Because these dudes. Now I'm starting to see more videos with dudes talking about get out. Get out. Because they're going through the girl's phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, for one, what made you want to go through her phone?
If you have to go through your girl's phone, you don't need to be with her, period.
Yeah, if you
before you find it,
you have to think about going through her phone to check it, you shouldn't be with her.
I don't know about Seema. I don't think so, because I never caught her anything in 16 years, but shit, I said her name. Sorry, my ex. I never went through her phone once. Never thought about it. Cheating and whatever it's called, disloyalty and whatever, was never an issue in our marriage at all. It wasn't about that. And I don't think she didn't date at least for the first year we were divorced. Like, I think she does want to find someone quote unquote better, but like, it wasn't about that. It was like, I think she was seriously just unhappy, but she never talked to me about it, and I was going through some real shit, and
but so you don't have to go out or even touch a person to cheat, because if you're
so there's like emotional cheating and stuff. Yeah,
emotional, and that's the thing. Emotional cheating is worse to me than physically doing it, because physical, that means that you're giving your body up, which means your body, that's, your body don't mean that much to you, so it's easy. But that mental, it's like somebody else is giving you, filling your head, or giving you the compliments or the stuff that you want, mentally from your partner, and you're allowing that to happen. That right there in itself kills. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, that's mental, so that's something we could have talked about. So if that is what it is mentally, somebody is giving you that attention, then you were gone from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So that means that, cool, I mentally didn't, the things you're doing, but you were gone because you mentally was with this person. So you were already out there, And it's harder for males to, I guess, admit that, because males physically cheat.
Yeah, men don't want to believe that they're getting cheated on either. A woman, probably comes in pretty neutral, I don't know, maybe I'm not. But men, it's sort of an affront to our manhood if someone's cheating on us, It fucks me up, Heart
it will mess you up, And the thing is though, I think that, I don't know, I kind of emotional, but I'm a negative person. I guarantee, if you're a person, I feel like you can do bad. So I don't care. And I've been married for 28 years. Hey man, she because she can. You know what I'm saying? Will I say she have? No. Because then I'll be a fool. Nigga call you a fool. Are you a fool? But you know what I'm saying? Can it happen? Hell yeah, it can happen. Can it happen to you not? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it doesn't matter if they're smart. It doesn't matter if they short, tall, little, big. You know what I'm saying? They can do what they do. And like I was saying before, men when they cheat, they physically cheat. It's not an emotional thing, because that thing just like, I'm trying to get that cat. Women when they cheat, they go for emotions. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some that don't give a shit, but they go for emotionally. So if you're emotionally cheating, then the dude, that's already gone, bro. Because that's why you get married. That's why you call it a relationship. It's because it's a mental thing. Sex just happens to be, a plus to it. Because if you're mentally in love with somebody and you give your body to somebody else, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just deeper when it's a mental thing.
Yeah, I don't think people who are emotionally in love with their partners cheat, men or women. When you're really, you said you call it mentally, but I call it emotional. Emotional comes from the mind. Where else would emotions be, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what, I think that's what you want in a relationship, is to be emotionally stable with that person and to be in love in that way. And when you're not, and I guess it becomes hard to say. I guess when you spend a lot of time with someone, years and years with someone, I guess it becomes hard to know when you stop loving them, there's still remnants of love in that relationship, but It's hard to know. And that's what they get dragged out of it, you know.
And I mean, and it's true, and that's sometimes how, like you said, how things get dragged out. It's because it comes down to, like, I guess they almost fall into a routine. You know, it's not right, but you're not gonna say or you're not gonna change anything because it's routine. And for men, I'm guessing men, you know, because I'm not speaking for all men. I don't know. I understand. I don't know my opinion. You know, men, they get tired of something, they basically just go out, boom, and do this, and it's just a shot to, as you said, pride. It's a shot to their heart. But when women that emotionally get it, and it's almost like a bird if they emotionally there and they give them sex. It's like, oh yeah, you lost the whole game, you know. And once that happens, bro, I don't care what nobody say. Like, it's what's done is done.
Yeah. You know, and see, we have differing perspectives on that anyway, on infidelity, because, well, I think you and I are like 99% similar now.
Yeah.
We were like 100% similar before I got divorced, but a lot of my views in life have changed because of this relationship ending. But I don't give a fuck if she cheated on me. I would have been able to handle that, and I would have been able to overcome it, and we could have talked through it. And it wouldn't have bothered me. I mean, it would have always made me bothered me a little bit, but like it would have been okay. It would have been okay in the end. I could have accepted that. 2 years ago, you asked me that, I would have been like, fuck no, dude. She told me she better get the fuck out. You know, like that's the last time I talked to her. Like I would just, it'd be done. She did what she did. You can't undo that shit, you know? Nowadays, like I think like even with these newer relationships, like I got tricked into being a polyamorous relationship for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
With that, remember that one girl? Like, I can't remember. I told her she was getting back for a long time. Because she was up with DJ too.
Oh, see, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, she was poly. That was like, it wasn't just like she was out doing whatever she wanted, so to speak, but like, it was the case that like, she thought that was okay. That was just how she was living her life, and
you already know my opinion on that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, even in these new relationships, it didn't like hurt my feelings that bad. I felt disrespected because of the way it went down.
See, once again, like the Bible, you can't pick and choose.
I know.
And you did. That's contradiction.
I didn't choose what I got mad about. I just got mad about a different thing because my thoughts and opinions have changed on the matter. Like, I used to think that like sex was like, it was so precious, it was so sacred that if like a woman, because I'm a man, not just because of women, but if the woman had like, you know, broken chastity or broken faith, being unfaithful or whatever, you know, like that was it. Like you couldn't come back from that. I used to think that, like, that was the end of it. You did what you did. I can't do it. I'm not like that anymore.
And see, my thing was, like, I don't know. I just walked into it that, hell, I guess they'd do it. That relationship wasn't even a marriage, like, relationship. Like, they gonna, if she get mad at you, she gonna have with friends. Oh, yeah, you good, bro. You know, and you couldn't tell me the difference. And they're like, then what you get married for? I was like, wow, a lot of people are married, and that they think that stuff happened. Well, I mean, my thing is, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I can think what I want.
Yeah.
You know, but it's vice versa. If you cheated on me, okay, no, I didn't. But if you didn't see me in that bed with somebody else, you see the, like, you know what I'm saying? You could talk to him like, no, don't tell me what I'm doing. Because the thing is that that's one thing I was. If you come at me with some, oh, so what you doing?
Yeah.
Because my thing is, I already thought you did it anyway. If I ain't caught you doing it, then we good. I'm still rolling because I'm not going to just point that finger because then you turn on me. But if you come at me like that, oh, in my head already, oh, I know what you've been done. And then that's up to me. If I stay right there, then I mean, I can't, like, oh, well, she wrong. No, she not, because you knew what was going down and you stayed right there, bro. So, no, that doesn't make her bad. That makes you a fool. But if you're going to be a fool, make sure you're being a fool first.
Still fighting off this strep throat, guys.
Yeah, I know, man. I feel bad for my boy. It's been like
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months. A little over 2 months, actually. But as you can tell, like, I'm not, for the most part, most of the day, I don't struggle to talk anymore. Like, before, it was like, yeah, I could barely get fucking words out.
Yeah.
So I'm getting better in that respect. But Anyway, it's been a bear. My advice on that is that if you have laryngitis,
Take care of it, bro. Why just they don't play with me?
What?
Like, bro, you could have said something. I'm sitting there just giving it.
the weed,
Yeah.
the thing, I didn't even see it.
Oh my bad.
No, I wasn't even. Sorry,
Bro, I'm not,
I just saw that. I was like, ooh,
this
candy.
is just a really good subject, that I feel.
You know, the next time we had to tackle it, I think we get some other genders on here, at least
That'd be great.
female, if not anyone else. But
I want to know, like, regardless of what you choose to be or what our relationships are the same. And in my opinion, and my thing is, and that's what I want people to hear. Like, I say yes, they're all the same, because just because. You know what I'm saying? I like a man and a man play together. That I mean, they see other men that they find attractive. Hold on.
Right.
They see other men that are attractive, that they happens. It's nothing different. Women and women, they see other women who they find attractive. So yeah, the cheating part, mentally or physically, that happens no matter what level you're on or where you're at or what you identify as.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's the thing.
Although in Denver, if you're not completely straight, you're probably polyamorous. There's so many polyamorous people here. It's crazy.
Bro, I just learned some of these damn words, purple and all that.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, I've been married 28 years, and this is the hardest thing to ever do, is being married. So, so having two, have to make sure two women are happy.
Yeah.
Holy.
Good luck.
Right.
You ever notice how like older gay women tend to just look like divorced men because they're dealing with some woman?
I'm telling you, so it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
Just have to say this, a quick caveat. Like, this is a very woke podcast. We are inclusive and, respect our LGBTQ. Well, I'm in LGBTQ community, but Luther does as well. So when we talk like this, we're just doing it in jest. We love those people. Just want to make sure that's clear so we don't sound like we're bigoted or something.
No, man. My thing is, I think it could be my wife probably, I don't know her head. She could think I'm south because I need to hear both sides. I don't think that one person, like, you can't say, oh, well, he cheated on her. Okay, he is a sorry motherfucker. But that's dig deeper. Like, what's going on? Oh, you just want to try? No, because if you turned around, I would say, well, she cheated on him same way.
Yeah.
Well, what did he do? Was he there? Because nobody's perfect. But communication is one thing that's always the same. If you can communicate, you can fix things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't tell me that you got a scratch on your arm, you need, some stitches, then I don't know that you need stitches or that I need to help you fix that. And that's the thing. And that's why I feel like when you see people do get divorced, but they're actually, like, still friends, and it's because they actually were communicating.
Yeah, they were emotionally mature people that, respected the other person.
Yeah, and that, I don't see...
Respected themselves and the other person.
But I'm going to tell you the truth. I get divorced now, I'm going to be a bitter man. Because I'm like, for real, if I'm that one, I didn't make you happy, you should have told me a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn. We got babies.
I mean, my worldview and, like, being an atheist and all that shit, no afterlife and all that. Like, I'm with you, but yeah, my thoughts are like, you wasted my fucking time. Like, the way I treat my body, I smoke cigarettes and weed and everything else, I probably got like 70 years on this earth. I'm 42. That's 28 years. That's it's almost a third of what I've already lived that's left. That's so little time. And if I don't want to waste that with one person that doesn't appreciate it, and you shouldn't either. And if you're unhappy, anybody out there, if you're unhappy, you should do something. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I was saying. People need to know that it's a two-sided thing. And I think that's sometimes my problem, because I see everything, two ways, even though people tell me I don't. I'm like, okay, you can't tell me who I am, but, like my boss said, man, you don't feel like that. Yes, I do. I do.
That's the fucking thing she used to do. I just realized this. I just had this thought, and I haven't had it before. She used to always act as though she knew what my thoughts were. And I would be like, oh, you're in my head. You know what I think about this. Like, that was such a fucking narcissistic thing to do. Anyway, You ever had a woman do that? Like where she thought she knew every fucking thing that you were thinking and what you were doing. And
you feel this way? No.
you have no idea.
No, I'm not saying that. One thing I will do, I will tell you what the hell I'm saying. Now, will I think about it? Yes, because I think some things I be wanting to say. You might not want to say that because that ain't, you know what I'm saying, and then I won't. But,
yeah, we'll have those thoughts.
For the big part, for the most part, I'm like, no, fuck that. If you piss me off, I'm gonna tell you piss me off. And now, if you react to, I don't give a fuck. All right, damn. You know what I'm saying? All right. But then, I don't know. I'm an action man. You can sit there and, I don't care, but your body's sitting there saying something different. That's shaking, and that means you actually care. So then, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step back because I can see your body language is saying I care just as much as you do, but I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So that action, that word you're saying, that ain't nothing. But I also see that, you look so sad, but somebody like, man, shut up. Because, I don't know, relationships, it has to be just dependent on the person. I feel like, because all relationships aren't good, all of them aren't bad, but then again,
none of them are perfect.
Yeah, there isn't a perfect relationship. But I feel like I've been in one long enough to know that, after a while, you know that person. And so, you're either doing two things. You're either growing with that person or you're going away from that person. And then if you are in a relationship, then be in a relationship. If you walk away from that person, you're walking away, then call it what it is. And at least don't let it be where it's about whose fault it is. And,
I know.
You should be thinking about, their happiness as much as mine. Because I ain't gonna lie, you wouldn't, and then my wife divorced me. Do I want to see her happy? And that's crazy because I can't even sit there and play, yes, I do. And if not being with me makes her happy, then I guess, what I'm saying? That, am I going to want to be around it?
No.
I'm going to try every way to be not around her, but other than that, I don't know if that's how people are because I don't see it being like ladies like, if you're not happy with me, I just have to be happy with somebody else. Well, she finna bring your car up. She finna throw your shit away. She finna talk bad about you. You are the biggest dog. You just cheated on her 83 times.
How can you also leave someone because you don't think they're quite good enough for you? But you know what? I'm good enough to pay that alimony, aren't I?
No, yeah, I'm telling you that job.
That's some bullshit.
But see,
no, I feel like she left me. It's different if I don't know. It's just crazy. I wasn't good enough for you, but my money definitely is.
Oh yeah.
It's fucked up.
I ain't gonna lie. You leave me. I'm like, that money. What do you do? Shit, I'm out of spite, 100% out of spite. Shit, yeah. Why? You done made me. I'm mad. I'm gonna act like I'm bitter. I'm gonna act like what that women that saying. What is it? Hell has fear on the women's.
Oh, hell has no fury. Fury like a. Oh, sorry. Home scorn or whatever. Yeah. Hell has.
Why can't you flip that?
I don't know. I'm not even sure what a woman's scorn is. It's just her anger. A woman's anger. It was. Yeah. A woman being angry is worse than being in hell. Basically, is what it's saying.
I seen my mama mad. They scared shit out of me. I seen my husband. They scared me too. But one thing I have learned that once they get mad, I don't care what they say. Oh no, we worked through it now, bro. If you done something wrong to your woman, and she knew about it, and then she got worked it out, oh bro, she got you every time.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and the thing is, you gotta look at them signs. Ooh, I'm telling you, that revenge thing. Oh yeah, one, she got you, and every time you heard it, she got you, and she didn't got you, and so one thing men don't think about, once you didn't cheat on that woman, and she know you didn't cheated on her, and she stayed, she is going to do everything, and you ain't gonna know nothing.
No.
And they think, oh, they got over. You ain't get over, bro. You just lit a fire.
Yeah.
Because regardless of the fact that, man, we want to think, oh, we are not. We came from a woman. So you think that, no, man, we ain't never, dudes ain't never slide, man.
We're just.
And I'm saying we, but I'm good.
Well, I've cheated before. I mean, I was not good at it, and I got caught. And didn't really do that to my ex-wife though. Like I'm talking about high school and shit like that. I cheated on girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was just a horny 18-year-old.
I mean, and okay, I'm gonna say like that. When you 18, you got a girlfriend. I say unless you've been with her.
You had like 2 kids by 18 though. Like you a grown up in a lot of ways.
And see, the thing is that that's actually what kind of made me where I was at is because I had a child at a young age. I wasn't tripping because you know what? Out of every relationship I had been in, the only person I knew actually still cared about me, and that was 100% to Luther, was that baby. And even though she was, after she was like 3 or 4, she was gone. I didn't see her again. She was 13. That bond is still there. I still know that regardless of the fact whether her mother or any other lady that I've been with, she loves me. That's why I have my boys. It's like, why? I say, because after all this stuff, and all this, my feelings, my kids still love me, even though they know that's just dad. And that's why I feel like, I said my kid, that's why I was put there. Like to make kids because I knew that love is eternal. Women fall in love with you and they fall out of love with you.
Yeah.
And
that's for certain.
Regardless of the fact of how men want to look at it, they fall in love with you in a relationship, during the relationship, like at the end of the relationship. I don't see why it can't be the same way with men. Like men,
I think some men do fall out of love. Like, I think it happens. But the thing is, we just never get that recognized because when we leave a relationship, on the basis that we fell out of love, they like blame it on the cheating. There might be some cheating and blame it on that. But the guy fell out of love with you. I think that happens all the time.
But once again, if you communicate, then
it all goes back to that.
I feel like a couple, like this one relationship. I'm not gonna say their names or nothing, but it was one of my friends' mom and her boyfriend. And I say boyfriend because they were boyfriend and girlfriend for like 14 years, and it worked for them. Because he was like, only thing that gets married is a piece of paper. He said, I ain't going nowhere, she ain't going nowhere. When I'm ready to go, I'm going to leave. If I was married to her, I got to get a divorce. So that means I just got to pay her to leave? No, I feel what he's saying, And that's why I was always one of the ones, if I got married, I ain't getting a divorce because I don't believe in divorce. If I marry you, I'm marrying you because I love you. And just because we had sex, I don't mean you love somebody you have sex. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I like, the relationship thing is good. But nowadays, I was back to that, 2025, these kids, this younger generation, they ain't already seen what a good marriage is or a bad marriage.
Yeah.
And they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Well, so we actually scare the kids off.
That's so crazy. Like, my parents got divorced when I was 6, and that was a fucking horrible marriage they had. And then my mom had, then they both kind of got in these really stable relationships, so I saw both sides of it. Like, my dad's been married to my stepmother now for 34 years or something like that. Yeah. So like, and my mom was with one guy for like 18 or 16 or something. And then since then she's been bouncing around doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing. Mom, what's up?
Hey.
Pam. She just chills now. Like she's an old lady that likes to like keep the house clean and watch her TV and shit, But anyway, what were we talking about? I just lost myself.
We was talking about relationships.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I grew up. My dad was, and my mom, that was my mom, and so I don't know. I thought it was. I didn't want that. I knew I didn't want that. I didn't want that for my kids, and so when I got married, I was like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it is. I took that, and yes, before we can get into it, what happened was I asked, but when I asked, it was kind of like, it felt like a joke, and so, so I told her, she was like, you know what, we get married on this day. You ain't trying to do that, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, she was tired, she was done, but she good woman.
Oh, there's the bell, fuck's sake. It's real quiet, dude. Oh. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Maybe we'll follow this one up again. Great conversation as always, Luther. And I don't know. guys, my parting thought is just if you ain't happy, do what makes you happy. That doesn't, I don't know what that means to you, but do what makes you happy. Anything from you?
Communicate. Communication is not hard. It's free speech.
All right, well, that's the cast. We'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Peace.